pace with control of this race. Here comes a run from Davey Hazard. He blocks the 10. Not going to be enough. Ryan Pace is going to win at Talladega.
Curry trying to hold off Wilson. He's done a good job so far. Wilson, one last desperate attempt to the bottom. He won't get there. Nick Curry wins at Bristol.
Coming out turn number 2, coming down the back straightaway here. Looks like he's in a class of his own right now.
Merzlak, one final time, get around the 55, big time send.
He hits the wall, he hits it, he gets the lead, but can he hang on to it? Oh my goodness, he made it to the line!
Big push down the backstretch is going to give him a good run through the corners.
Just a little bit
follow from the 1.
A little bit of contact there for second, but coming to the line, Toby Roberson's going to take home the checkered flag and victory here from the new Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Before I wrap things up here in this segment, your thoughts on the type of race we're going to see tonight? And I would have to agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to tonight's feature presentation of the Lin Voiles Memorial 250 here from the Daytona International Speedway for the second year in a row, live right here on JTN. So glad you're joining us here tonight from the World Center of Racing, Daytona Beach, Florida. Hello, folks. My name's JoeTowNetwork. Joining me up here in the booth tonight, he's the local boy, one Mr. Joseph Weaver. Weaver, welcome home, buddy.
Thanks for having me, Joe. A little short walk from my front porch to get here tonight. Had a little cool outside, so it was a little cold walk, but we're here. We're ready for some good racing at Daytona. Hope everybody at home is tuned in, ready for some good racing tonight.
Open setup Truck Series action as part of the Bomb Squad Racing League, our third special event here for the off-season before we kick off racing on later this month on a Thursday night with the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series. But Weaver, I mean, we talk about this, 100 laps here tonight. It's a little bit longer than most of these races for the boys here at Bomb Squad. How do they manage this race with it being that little bit of a longer distance?
Yeah, Joe, I think that's what tonight's all about, is that race management. Like you said, 100 laps, going to be a long one in terms of super speedway racing here on NR, but I think really everybody wants to win, so it's got to keep it clean. You got to be there to win at the end. That's the key with all these special events, is getting that W.
Getting the W, and there's also prizes on the line. Going to be at $25 to our pole winner here tonight, $25 to our halfway leader. There'll be 5 raffles for the drivers. And folks at home, we're getting you involved with it too. It'll be 1 raffle to 1 lucky fan in chat. You can see those contest rules in the chat right now, and we'll also talk about them later on throughout the night. Of course, this isn't the Lin Voiles Memorial. We'll be talking about that more here, and a big thank you to Brian and Kathy Voiles, Voiles Trucking. Of course, this event in honor of Brian's dad, Lin. And we're going to put on a good show for you here on JTN tonight. We know these drivers here at Bomb Squad are going to do the same. Daytona, always that exciting race. A little bit extra on the line here. Again, we talked about it, our third event here of the off-season. Weaver, it's your last chance to get a little extra shine on your name going into Daytona here in a couple weeks.
Yeah, Joe, a lot of leagues already getting started back up. Some still, waiting a couple more weeks before they get going, but last chance really to get that rust knocked off and get back into the swing of things and get into that full season mode. No better way than to come here and in the off season, start the new season off with the W.
And W's always taste better than L's, right?
Absolutely. A little bigger, more meat on the bone.
We've got a lot of great stuff going on today. Benjamin Snyder in chat. See you, Kathy Voiles, Magoo, Matthew Stern, Cody Luke, all in chat. Welcome in, folks. We're so glad you're joining us here tonight. Hope you stick around throughout the night. I know that there's a lot going on here this evening, and we're glad you're choosing to take some time and watch us here on JTN. Make sure, if you haven't already, you click the like button on the video and subscribe. Of course, this is also NR 2003's 20th anniversary today. I know the ISRL has a cool special event going on right now, too. They're doing a 500-mile race here at Daytona, so Andrew Miller, top dragster here on YouTube, they're probably he's doing a fantastic job over there. We're going to have our own 500-mile race here later on in the month with Open Speedway at Daytona, but really healthy community, and this is another one of those marquee events, especially for the drivers here at the Bomb Squad Racing League. 100 laps, 2.5 mile super speedway. Nice clear weather. It's going to be a fun one. Of course, this was your Auto Sim 2 race preview. Remember, Auto Sim 2 is now out on the Steam store. You can go there and search Auto Sim 2 to procure your own copy here today. Of course, we talked about it. Brian Voiles is going to lead the tribute lap in honor of his father, Lin. And while the drivers go out and do their parade lap, we'll take this moment to observe a moment of silence. As the field now gets up to speed and gets happy hour underway here from Daytona, Weaver, why don't you take us through tonight's starting lineup?
With pleasure, Joe, taking home that qualifying prize with a time of 47.735. Pole sitter tonight is going to be ECTF Diesel 95. Outside row 1 is going to be the 91 of BSR DJ Champ. Row 2, we have the 028 of BSR Monty Keller and the 47 of BSR Brian Voiles. Row 3 is the 7 of ECT Donnell and the 81 of Tim Huston. Row 4 is the 4 of BSR Silver Bullet and the 1 of ECT Pete Sindone. Row 5 is the 144 of BSR Magoo and the 510 of BSR Steven. Row 6 is the 31 of BSR Wings and the 114 of BSR Eli. Row 7 is the 19 of BSR Furco and the 021 of BSR Aussie Bill. Row 8 is the 38 of BSR Sean and the 029 of BSR Kilojoules. Row 9 is the 2 of BSR RJ Rusty and the 49 of BSR Brain Fade. Row 10 is the 199 of BSR M. Coulong and the 87 of ECT Elisor. Row 11, we have the 103 of BSR Nelly and the 11 of ECT Lee Dog. And all alone on row 12 is the 084 of LeBlanc Jr.
23 trucks make up your field here tonight from Daytona. A lot of great drivers. Only one, though, going to be able to come home with the trophy and the win here tonight. A couple notes there about the starting lineup. Diesel getting the pole here over DJ Champ. I believe that's the first time we've seen that in a long time in one of these pole challenge races. So ECT Diesel going to take home that prize. Also, Brian Voiles trading in the traditional number 68 Voiles trucking colors for this 47 CSX Cadillac. Again, in honor of his father, Lin. And then a couple names returning. 81, Tim Huston. And yeah, that's the only one we haven't seen in a while is Tim in that 81. So, couple names, different storylines up at the front of the field. Going to be a good one tonight here from Daytona, and we're so glad to be bringing it to you live here on JTN. And the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series is going to kick off right back on these hollowed high banks here at the Daytona International Speedway. Thursday, January 16th at 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't miss the start of the year-long march to a championship for the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series drivers. Also have a lot of great racing coming up here on JTN this upcoming week, Weaver. We did the event last year, doing it again this year. Cell Racing Speed Weeks from the New Smyrna Speedway, nights 1, 2, 3, and 4, Monday through Thursday next week. Gonna have multiple series of racing on Tuesday and Wednesday night. Got 100 lappers on Monday and Thursday. Gonna be a fun one. Make sure you tune in 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, start time Monday through Thursday of this upcoming week. Live, of course, right here, only on JTN.
Yeah, Joe, one of my favorite events that we get to partake in and commentate for every year. Hopefully it becomes one of those reoccurring things as it is now for us. Big fun. Hope everybody can tune in for all 4 days of some great racing action from New Smyrna.
Had great numbers last year, too, so hoping to replicate those. So the field gets lined up here on the grid. We are moments away from racing here from the Daytona International Speedway.
Drivers, start your engines!
As the engines get fired here for these 23 truckers, and they roll off the grid behind our Ford Pace truck. ECT Diesels, Pete Sindone having some issues there in the one. Don't know what's going on there. Might need a part for that number 1 truck here. Looks like something has gone wrong, Weaver.
Yeah, it looked like the wheel was kind of stuck to the right there as he took off, but it looked like it straightened back out now, just stopped on the track.
That our early storyline here tonight?
Might be, we might... Oh, there we go. Looks like that one is starting to move now.
Backed off the racing surface. Like he's turning the wheel just a little bit. Alright, well, while you keep an eye on that, see the field lining up. Diesel and DJ Champ, row number 1. Monty Keller, Brian Voiles, row number 2. Row 3. Donnell in the 7. Tim Huston in the 81. Silver Bullet and BSR Steven in row number 4. And then rounding out your top 10, Magoo and BSR Eli, 114 in the 114. Field of 23 truckers looking for one last crack at glory here in the offseason for the Bomb Squad Racing League. 3 of 3 for our special events to kick off the 2023 racing season. It's going to be a fun one, folks. So strap in, pull those belts tight, get your drink of choice, maybe some popcorn at that. Sit back, relax, because we are in for a good one. Ford Pace truck rolls down the pit lane, gives way to the 95. Diesel with control. Down and away we go. Green flag. We're underway here from Daytona.
Look like they helped the one of Pete Sindone back down pit road there, not sitting on the apron.
Ninety-five. Pulls out to the lead there, coming down the back straightaway. They're going to be side by side for second. This is a common occurrence that we've seen in these super speedway races, Weaver. Leader is able to get out there. Second place also gets clear, and then it's that battle for third that kind of stays pretty heated throughout a run.
I saw their early Diesel getting clear and looking to control both lines here. Jumped up to that outside line, and now it looks like that's where all the energy's starting to gather. 91, though, looking low.
DJ Champ in that number 91, probably a little upset that he didn't take home the pole challenge here tonight. Trying to find a way to the lead. Diesel leads lap number 1. DJ Champ there in second. Third place battle, Monty Keller, Brian Voiles. Voiles, of course, again, in that 47 CSX blue and yellow truck there on the outside. To the outside of that black and red number 028. 31 Wings drops to the bottom there. Comes Voiles in the 47, now ducking low, looking to the inside of the 91 of DJ Champ.
Voiles already had one strong run in there. One of the special events so far this season, looking to have another good run here, leading the inside line now, battling for second.
Finally took home that elusive Polar Bear victory a few weeks ago from Talladega. Now looking to take home one more big win here tonight is driver number 47. He's now going to be side by side with the 91 through turns 1 and 2. Some momentum starting to get gained by that inside line as Voiles is now almost to the left rear of the 95 of Diesel.
It is drifting up on corner exit a little too early there. That inside line was a little tempting there for Monty Keller, but chose to pull back in line, continue with this low line. 47 Voiles now starting to pull side by side with our leader.
They're going to be side by side heading down into turn number 1. Even for the lead, the 47 squeaks ahead for now. Going to be clear here halfway through the corner, but maybe not enough to make the move up a lane as Monty Keller starting to look to the inside of that 47. Push and momentum going to come to that outside line in the back of the 95 here down the back straightaway. Decent shove, though, from the inside. They're keeping the momentum up, trying to keep the outside at bay. Voiles now going to be... he's not clear, Weaver. It's a... You could probably make a move. 95 might cut you a break this early on, but Brian doing the right thing, staying down on that inside line.
Yeah, Joe, it's early. He might cut you a break, but you also don't know if he will or not. It's better to be safe than sorry this early in the race.
Not even 10% into the race, right? You're sitting at 4% in. Like, it's not that much.
No, now definitely clear here. You see what he makes the move off in turn 2. Seems like that 47 has a little trouble keeping it down low on corner exit.
Would that then make you a little, if you're sitting behind the wheel of that 47, would that make you want to get to that outside line, or do you kind of stay down there right now since those are the guys that got you to the front of the field?
I think it'd be a little safer to go up top, at least for now, for that 47, but definitely something to keep in mind when we get later on in the race. I think the low line's probably going to be the stronger line here, so it'll be interesting to see what that 47 could do on the low line. Not having any trouble, it's not really hurting him any, but definitely seems to like to wash up on exit. One of Pete Sindone coming out of pit road. Looks like all those issues were fixed up now.
We marred, looks like 4 laps down, 5 laps down here to start the race. Going to be a big hole that they're going to have to climb out of.
Inside line seems like it has the better momentum. Seems like it's the stronger line right now. Outside line still holding strong, though. Every time they seem to fall back a little bit, they charge right back. You see them now side by side, nose to nose with the leader.
Voiles once again clear here, coming through the tri-oval in front of the front stretch grandstands. Clear now, exiting that portion of the track, heading down into turn number 1 is the 47. Leading that inside line like a conductor on your local CSX railway, as Monty Keller now continues to try to take away second from Diesel in the 95. Another good shove coming to the back of the 47 by way of that 028. That momentum getting kept up fairly well right now on the bottom. Numbers about even here at the front of the field. Surprising to say the least, especially with how we know that outside line tends to start to dominate as these tires start to wear away. It's going to be the storyline to watch all night is numbers. It's always numbers on these super speedways. The number on the side of the truck, the number of trucks in your line, and more importantly, Weaver, how many laps and what that number is on the at the top of the pylon for laps to go.
Yeah, Joe, I think right now the numbers, like you said, about even, just the organization a little bit better here on this low line. They're a little tighter packed at most times than the outside line. So these guys are starting to get real close here going into these corners and coming out the corners.
Monty Keller now clear for seconds. That puts 1 and 2 now clear of the 2x2 action behind them, although the 95 starting to fight back on the outside. That inside line starting to gain the numbers advantage now, Weaver.
Yeah, it seems like a couple drivers towards the back of the field starting to move down when they get clear. Inside line starting to creep ever so slightly ahead. Cool little moment there for those 28 coming off turn 4. Got a little loose, it looked like. Gathered it back up nicely. These drivers at the front trying to play both lines here. Dangerous game. Could end up in the middle in your own third line all by yourself. You never want that.
Trying to play two parties at once never works. Doesn't matter if it's out here on a racetrack with groups of friends or relationships. You never want to play two people at once, Weaver.
Yeah, something like that.
You don't want to touch that bag?
Yeah, that's a lot of bag right there.
Gotta keep people entertained. Good race going here at the front of the field. Brian Voiles, your dominant truck early on in that number 47, doing a good job behind the wheel of that CSX Cadillac. Getting a good shove, too, from that 28 Morton Building Chevrolet of Monty Keller. Looking for another strong showing here to start the year. They're coming up on lap traffic. That's the one Pete Sindone, of course, had the issues early on in this race. We saw that one truck parked perpendicular to the racing surface coming off of pit lane. I have to believe there were some steering column issues that they then got to tow back to the pit lane. They're now going to be about 5 laps down here. Early on in the race, something that you can still kind of scratch and claw your way back from, but Weaver, it's again, it's going to be a tall task for that one crew.
Yeah, see here, kind of ducked down to that high side. Driver let him in. That's going to break up that outside line. Going to hurt their progress that they were making these last couple laps. They're starting to get back and call their way back up to fight for that lead, but now they find them 2, almost 3 car truck lengths back.
Where did the momentum go? Oh, we got one around. It's the 2 of RJ Rusty. Looks like he blinked out of the server. Contact with the 87 of Elisor. Magoo up into the outside wall as well. The 84 around here in the grass, and our first caution of the night going to be out here on lap number 13 of 100. Get you a replay.
Oh my.
What happened here?
It's like that 2 RJ just blinked out, like you said. quite some time there on the back straightaway, and came back at a bad time for that 87 Elisor. Almost did a handstand. Joe, we find ourselves saying these drivers sometimes they don't have anything they could do to avoid a wreck. I think that's really the epitome
case.
of that. Absolutely nothing you could do there.
Let's go on board with the 87 Burger King Chevrolet. Start with him coming off of turn number 2. What was the old the NASCAR Thunder? Was it Steve Park at Talladega? What would you do if this happened in front of you? I don't think Elisor and this 87 crew could have done much different.
No, not at all. See a lot of people getting collected there on the back end of the 114 BSR. Eli gotten some contacts spun out.
On board with
for LeBlanc as well.
On board with Eli. It's a tough way to start the night for a lot of these drivers that were feeling pretty good about this race to start. It was calm, cool, collected for a lot of these drivers, and of course, when the drivers are nice and calm, the equipment can't always be, and an unfortunate first accident here to bring out our first caution of the event.
And a round of pit stops there. ECTF Diesel winning the race off in the 95 truck.
It's a chance to fix that old ticker that likes to not always be good, but there we go. Nice and fixed. Of course, looks like we're having some issues with the pylon, so not going to be able to bring that to you folks tonight, so that's unfortunate. Got a prediction from Kathy in chat. Going to be another 3-car race to the finish with John in the 95, AJ in the 029, and of course Brian in the 47. How you feeling about that prediction? You got 2 of those 3 up front right now.
Yeah, I definitely think those 3 got the equipment under them to get it done that way. It'll be interesting to see.
There's KJ,
More interested to see how we would end up with the only 3 trucks racing at the end. That'd be the interesting part.
Folks, as always, cannot thank you enough for tuning in to JTN tonight. Working our first caution of the night here, lap 16 of 100, Bomb Squad Racing League, the Lin Voiles Memorial 250 from Daytona. Remember, if you haven't already, click the like button on the video and subscribe. Again, doing so helps support us so much here on JTN. We can't thank you enough. As always, appreciate it too if you wouldn't mind sharing the stream. Of course, the best way to be a friend is to, of course, tell a friend about what you're watching here tonight on JTN. And as always, cannot thank you enough for your constant support of the racing here with the Bomb Squad Racing League, as well as us here on the JoeTowNetwork. We're also doing that giveaway, folks. So to enter, you can comment here on YouTube. You'll be entered into a random drawing for a free copy of our new game, Auto Sim 2. Of course, Auto Sim 2 is now available on Steam. Text-based motorsports simulation game where you can either simulate through years of racing competition or manage your own team or one of your favorites and try to take them to glory. Again, that's Auto Sim 2. It's now available on the Steam store. A bunch of great mods available on the Auto Sim 2 Discord. Because we can talk about 20th anniversary NR 2003 today. Part of why this game has been so great, of course, is the modability, right?
Absolutely, Joe. This game would be nothing these days if it wasn't for the modability. As you see tonight, we wouldn't be at this track if it wasn't for the mods. That's for sure.
Yeah, this version of Daytona, of course, it's one of those stock mods, if you want to call them that, with the Project Wildfire CTS mod here. But of course, I think we've broadcast a little bit of everything. I think the only thing we haven't actually gotten to do a broadcast of, Weaver, is the Default Cup mod.
Really?
I don't think we've ever done a Default Cup mod or the Default Busch Grand National mod, or the Project Wildfire one. I can't recall. And if I'm wrong, I'm sure someone can correct me in chat, but I don't think we've ever done either of those.
I know we have hit up quite a few. We do have our fair share of Indy broadcasts, past and future, and done some about every other generation of Cup car. There's been lots of different generations of the trucks and Xfinity and Series cars as well. Even some short track cars. We've done some modifieds, some late models, some stock cars, everything. Anything you can think of, there's probably a mod for it for NR, and definitely what has kept this game relevant and popular these past 20 years. And I'm sure for plenty more years to come.
Yeah, and Weaver, of course, longevity, and we've been just a little part of that here these last couple of years on JCN, and we can't thank all of our league partners enough for keeping us a part of it. And of course, I think Ben just pointed out there's going to be four live broadcasts going on of NR 2003. I think when we started this, there were about like one or two maybe in a week. So it's always good to see the community continuing to grow, and folks doing a great job as always out there. A lot of other great events going on. We can't thank you enough for tuning in here tonight. Pace truck is off. Diesel with control in the number 95 as we enter the restart zone. Back to the line. Great flag. We're back on our way here from Daytona, and we saw a little bit of wheel spin out of the 19 of Furco, but Weaver, things seem to be a rocking and a rolling.
Yeah, it's going to open up that bottom line. We see two trucks ducking down there. Disadvantage for the inside line now becomes a disadvantage for the outside line as they got two trucks and a big gap back to their third truck in line.
A more splintered restart here. Top four all now single file. You got two trucks there on the bottom. That's Lead Dog and the number 11, the 19 of Furco. We talked about Furco having a little bit of wheel spin there. Truck ducking to the inside is the 4 Silver Bullet.
Silver Bullet now ducking to the inside to lead that inside line, but not a whole lot of help there. Pretty splintered and low on numbers is the inside line.
About 3 trucks together right now. It's BSR Steven in the 510 to the outside of this number 4, the GameStop Chevrolet, a Silver Bullet. Top 4 still single, or top 5, top 6 single file, top 5. Numbers are hard tonight. The Silver Bullet leads that inside line as they battle for the 6th position here, but again, no numbers behind that 38 BSR Sean in the Freightliner Dodge Ram. There's no help behind them. You only got 4 trucks together, and all the numbers right now are sticking to that outside lane.
Yeah, Joe 4, and then, well, 1 ducking out there, back up to the high side. Just low numbers. Nobody really committing to that inside line here. A few trucks towards the back starting to duck out, try their luck, but Silver Bullet left out to dry down low.
When you're back there like that, it makes that decision a little bit easier, right?
Yeah, you see a lot of open racetrack down there on that bottom line. You know, it's a quick way around the track. You figure, why not? Nothing to lose. I'm already at the back. Might as well try my chances of ducking down low and getting to the front. Now the 91 of DJ Champ ducking down low. Going to try his hand at leading that inside line. Now the 11 of Lead Dog going to take his hand at trying to lead it.
They're trying things. Nothing's working right now, but they not for lack of trying, Weaver.
Yeah, there's a few. I think they're really just missing that commitment from a few drivers. You see the 47 Brian Voiles now going low, and he's going to bring a horde with him. 028 was doing a good job pushing, still sticking with the bumper of that 47. I think now is where you really see that inside line start to form and really gather that momentum. Just need that commitment from somebody up towards the front of the field.
Comes Ryan Voiles in that 47 truck looking to the inside. Momentum is brewing on the bottom. Got a couple of Rams there all lined up with the 19 of Furco, 91 of DJ Champ, and the 38 of BSR Sean. They're going to be side by side for the lead here, coming through turns 3 and 4. Battle for the lead. Once again, a Bruin. Voiles trying to take it back from Diesel in the 95, who used that first pit stall to his advantage and took the lead under that first caution. Going to be side by side here to the start finish line. Give that lap to the 95. Still side by side, pushing hard right now is that 028. Couple trucks swerving towards the back of this front grouping. At 47, Weaver, still not enough momentum brewing on the inside line, but they're getting there. They're getting the numbers, and you're starting to see a little bit of a splinter about 6 trucks back on the outside.
Yeah, Joe, for the most part here at Daytona, the outside line is going to need just a little bit more help, a little bit more momentum to stay as strong and make moves on that bottom line. But you see now the inside line starting to draw even here, and with a little less help than the outside line, I'd say.
And that's what you're loving to see behind you if you're that 47 of Oil, seeing trucks duck into your line, trucks in that outside line. Maybe they're pushing a little too hard, starting to see that lead slipping from their leader, the 95 of Diesel. You know, when you see the guy out in front starting to lose spots, Weaver, if you're the 3rd or 4th truck back, that's when you really start to worry. Because, you know, you're used to seeing that 3rd place truck, that truck that's next to you most of the time in that other line. You're used to seeing them kind of go in front of you, behind you, in front of you, behind you, the ebbs and flows of super speedway racing. But once you see the leader of your line starting to get passed, that's when you start to maybe push a little bit, and unfortunately that's a lot of times where we see some incidents start to brew.
Yeah, speaking of push there, 7 of Donnell with a big push, getting that 95 out to a big lead, drawing that outside line with them.
Top 2 all clear. Look at Aussie Bill in that 021 Red Bull truck. I believe that's a Holden. Yes, our Steven in the 510 with a big move to that inside line. Sorry to cut you off, but I took the words right out of your mouth, didn't I?
Yes, you did, Joe. Saw the same thing. I did the 510 with a big move down to the low side. Take his hand at leading that inside line, see if they can regain that charge in the front they were on just a few laps ago.
A little bit of a change in the dynamic, though. You're starting to see them lose some ground. Voiles was leading that line. They were doing well. Now BSR Sean in the 38 going to try to lead that line. Could that 510 just be a better pusher than a leader right now?
It could be, Joe. I think we'll have to see what happens here. They can even get up to the bumper, this 38, having some trouble closing right now. That's definitely a problem you can run into when you're doing this open setup racing, Joe. Your truck could run better behind another truck. It could run better all alone. With
we got contact. 021 Aussie Bill around, and we got the big one here off of turn number 2. Trucks flying everywhere. Aussie Bill flipping. Over. Second caution of the night going to be out here on lap 28. It is big wreck smoke forming up in front of Wings in the 31. It's bumped there. You see the 021 flipping. Just a melee here, Weaver. Just a melee.
47, Brian Voiles with some heavy contact in that wreck. That was one of the stronger trucks we've seen tonight. Quite a few good trucks with some damage in that wreck.
Talked about that 114 going for a flip. Always a good view from atop these grandstands here on the back straightaway of just the spray of the trucks, right? Silver Bullet had a heavy hit with the windshield of Eli in that 114 Toyota Tundra. Can't go on board with driver of the 029 and the AC/DC Chevrolet BSR Kilojoules. And on board with Brian Voiles. A little bit of hood damage to that 47.
95 of Diesel once again winning that race off pit road.
Ellie and Wings staying out in the 103 and 31 trucks. All right, so caution number 2. About 10 laps after caution number 1, so we ran about 6 laps. What did you notice happened there that kind of got that one kicked off?
Well, Joe, looking back on it, it looks like there was just a little jumble going through the corner, and the drivers starting to get back into their lines, trying to get back into their lines there, and cause some contact. Nothing I'd say of drivers being too overly aggressive early or anything like that. So, just one of those racing deals, really.
Why do you have to bring up that terrible phrase?
I don't think it's a terrible phrase. I think it's only terrible if you use it in a terrible way.
Who do you want to sling mud at?
Nobody in particular.
Yeah?
Nah.
You sure?
Positive. This is a good day.
I'm giving you the floor.
It's a good day. We're going to keep it a good day.
We're going to keep it a good day. We're going to keep it a buck.
We always do that.
Second caution of the night, folks. I'd like to remind you we got some more great racing action coming up for you later on this week. New Smyrna Speedway, Excel Racing. Night 1, we're going to have the Outlaw late models for you. Coverage beginning 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Then the Modifieds and Dirt Modifieds on Night 2. On February the 7th, February 8th, we're going to have the Stars late models and Stars street stocks. And then we'll have the Richie Evans Memorial 100 on Thursday night. Those races and much, much more, they're going to be live right here on JTN. So you want to make sure, if you haven't already, you click subscribe, click the bell icon to be notified anytime we go live. We also have our Twitter, our Facebook, our TikTok, and our Instagram. We make race day posts on our Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Everything, though, of course, linked down in the video description below. Which I believe might actually be a lie. I think the Instagram and the might not be linked down there just yet. But 3 out of 4 ain't bad. 75% gets you to pass most of the time. So, hey. Senioritis is a brewing here in the old JTN corporate complex here in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
The classic saying is C's get degrees.
Well, we want to get better than C's, but yeah. We ain't going to sweat them anymore, you know? Folks at home, that's the one lesson to learn if you're in school. Don't let a bad grade ruin your attitude. Just like you shouldn't let a bad race ruin your attitude. And we're seeing a good one here tonight, so don't have to worry about that. Diesel going to be leading us back to green. Monte Keller there to the outside. Donnell in the 7. They're in 3rd. DJ Champ 4th. Burko and Tim Huston. Kilojoules, Brain Fade, RJ Rusty, and Pete Sindone. Your top 10 starters here for the restart. Oldfield still looks to be involved in this one. Indeed they are. So everyone going to continue on after the big one here off of turn number 2. Always a good sight to see.
Oldfield still running. Oldfield on the lead lap right now.
As we come back to the line, it's going to be Diesel now. Feels like this 95 has a little better control of this race, especially with that 47 now mired back there in traffic. Probably some damage to the CSX machine of Voiles. You know, you still got some tough... It's not to say that you don't have tough competition here at the front, but if you're Diesel in this 95, this Xbox Chevrolet, I don't know, feels like you're feeling pretty good.
Might be feeling pretty good, but I wouldn't get a false sense of security from seeing just that 47 with some damage. There's still plenty of strong trucks in this field.
Let's get ready to go back. Green flag racing here, lap 33 of 100. Green flag, we're back underway here from Daytona. As you said, don't get that false sense of security, because here comes the 028 of Monte Keller, holding tough on the outside. 95 goes up to side draft a little bit here, down into turns number 1 and 2. Big dive to the bottom for Diesel in that number 95. Black and neon green with the white all over number 95 of Diesel. That Silverado on the inside, the black and red Silverado of Monte Keller to the outside. Big push coming here from the 7 of Don L with help from Furco as well in the 19. That inside line going to push the 95 ahead here down into turn number 3. He'll be clear of the outside. See if Diesel decides to make a move here through turns 3 and 4.
definitely trying to work both lines, but commits to the bottom on corner exit now. Both lines looking pretty strong, pretty evenly matched right now.
Evenly matched here at the front of the field. A little more staggered towards the back. 7 trucks trips up the corner a little bit there through 1 and 2. Decent shove coming from the inside, but right now that outside line contains all the numbers here at the front of the field. Top 7 all up nice together there in the outside, whereas it's about 5 trucks together here on the bottom.
Yeah, Joe, after a big wreck like that, there's also that little feeling out phase. Everybody's seeing just how strong or weak their trucks are after some contact. Now we see that inside line with some numbers now starting to give a big push.
How much of that is a mental game? Like, is it, I don't ever recall maybe, be like, oh, I gotta see how much my truck has left in it. I do recall, though, taking quick stock of how much my truck has left in it, if you kind of get what I mean. Is it more of a forefront of the brain process, or is it maybe a little more subconsciously testing and engineering your truck here after a big incident like that?
I think a little of the latter there, Joe. I know I usually kind of tag it the same way as I was before, but kind of try and take note of how the truck is acting, if it's, not sucking up as quickly, or I'm not being able to push anybody as well as I was before. Definitely things to take note of right now. Kind of hard, something you find a lot with the little damage here on these super speedways. If you don't end up with a truck or car behind you, you can find yourself losing the draft. But if you have that truck or car behind you, you can still hang on and hold on to the draft well. The other 7 and 95 jumping to that outside line. Not the clearest, though. Monty Keller holding strong, but lets him in.
I don't think Monty wanted to let him in, but I think he realized he had to let him in.
Yeah, it definitely didn't look that way from the start, but thought better of it. It's still early, ain't even halfway in this race yet. Now that 028 ducking down to the bottom, going to be leading that inside line now side by side with the 7 of Donnell.
A little bit of shuffle here going on at the front of the field. Here comes Monty Keller in the 028 Morton Buildings Chevrolet. They're to the inside of Diesel in the number 95. They're going to be side by side this time, coming off of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway we go. Good push coming to the back of the 95 on the outside. Outside line again has the numbers a little more organized this time as we head down the back into turn number 3, as the 95 is now clear. 7 looking to be clear as well.
Interesting to see how this 028 of Monty Keller does. We've seen him do a real good job pushing that 47 earlier in the race. Now leading that line, he's got a good pusher, and the 19 of Furco behind him.
Oh, might have been a little too good of a push. Contact, big wreck here off of turn number 2. Field is going to be collected in this one. 7 trying to go up and over. He stays on the ground, but Weaver, another big one down the back straightaway as cars are sprawled throughout the grass.
Couple hard hits to the inside wall there. The 81 and 84 both hitting that inside wall. Goo around on the infield. One of Pete Sindone as well around.
The initial replay of that incident there, just another one of those situations where there's not a lot of room to be made up here down the back straightaway, especially with the grass down here on this older version of Daytona. Not a lot of asphalt or concrete to try to slow your truck down on, and involve a lot of other drivers, although not too many hard hits this time, Weaver. Not a lot of hits to the wall. I know you talked about a lot of trucks hitting that inside wall, but maybe not as aggressively as we saw some of the guys hit it earlier on in this race under a second caution.
Yeah, Joe, definitely a little easier and a little softer of a wreck there. And then 19 of Furco was trying to time that bump right as he got on the back straightaway, give him the bump the full length, but mistimed it just a little bit, gave the bump to Monty Keller a little too early.
Like Eli and the 114 going to be out of this race. Let's go on board with the 47, Lin Voiles. And does a good job of locking it down. Hits the back bumper of the 91 nice and square to not spin him around.
Safety features on that 7 truck of Donnell doing a good job. Didn't let it go all the way over.
On board with Kilojoules here, coming off of turn number 2. A contact from that 028. Got another big crash and another race off pit lane win for Diesel in this 95 crew. It's got to feel good, right? Win the race off pit road.
It's all about those little victories, putting you in the right spots to go and get the big victory at the end of this one.
Wings staying out in the 31 once again here. This 31 a lap down, Weaver? Or is he on the lead lap?
31 is on the lead lap. And just a little strategy, making sure we've seen him duck out there early in the race from his qualifying position to fall to the back. I think riding around towards the back was the plan all day for the 31 until the end of this race.
You think that was a team order from Chester the Cheetah there?
It could be, keep it clean. Don't want that Cheeto dust getting all over the track too early.
You want to keep the truck clean, unlike your hands after eating a bag of of Cheetos. I almost said Doritos. But it's kind of the same thing, you know? Not the same snack, but like you get the same problem with the dust. Welcome in, Steve. Urbino in chat. We'll be live with Hobo, I believe, for Daytona as part of Team Speedland's anniversary year on the 21st from Daytona. Got a lot of Daytona coming up at the end of this month, Weaver, believe it or not. We got Daytona here with Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series action on the 16th. Then will be Saturday, Open Speedway Daytona 500 on Saturday the 18th. And we'll have Talladega with the USORL Cup Series that night as well. NASCAR Cup Series on the 19th from Daytona. I believe Monday we're with the TMP Cup Series from Auto Club, so a little bit of a break. But then we come back to Daytona Tuesday night with Hobo Racing, so a lot of Daytona going on at the end of the month, as always, and we love to see it. So, again, we got a lot of great league partners we're working with here this year, and can't thank all of them enough for what they do for us here on JTM, for bringing us out to their races. And as always, any league that we're broadcasting, we keep their links to their websites in the video description below. So if you're maybe new to NR 2003, you want to get sim racing, that's something you have the ability to do. A lot of great leagues looking for different talent levels or skill levels or experience levels at that. But a lot of great places to race, a lot of great places that'll help you learn. And one of them, of course, here at the Bomb Squad Racing League. And that's kind of what's kept this game alive, is a lot of really good groups of guys that, kind of form their own little factions, their own little tribes, their own little families, and keep this sim alive in everyone's own little way. You don't want to follow up on that?
I'm sorry.
That was one of those we were spacing out moments.
Yeah, you'll get those every now and then. It happens.
Hey, Brian. I think you were watching one of those balloons up in the air or something, right, Weaver?
They've been fascinating, Joe, between them and always launching up those Starlink satellites and see them flying across the sky. There's a lot of stuff going on in the sky lately, man. It's captivating.
Welcome in, Antonio, as well. Hey, Eli, join us in chat now. Of course, he had the incident there, is pulled that 114 behind the wall. Of course, folks, we're also giving away a copy of AutoSim 2 tonight, so make sure if you comment in chat, you're automatically entered to win. Another way to get double entries is to, of course, take a screenshot of you watching the stream, post it on Twitter, and tag us at JoeTowNetwork. You'll get double chances at a win. I believe we've seen a couple people already do that, so power to you. Good luck on that. And then, of course, a big thanks to folks here at Bomb Squad Racing, Brian and Kathy Voiles, entire league, for letting us be a part of raffling off a couple of copies of the game. Two are going to go to random drivers here in the field tonight. Of course, one to one lucky fan in chat here this evening. All right, I'm Ben. Keith Hughes. Sounds like ISRL, Daytona, NASCAR, NR 2003 20th anniversary races ended over on Top Dragster, and Keith Hughes taking home the victory there in the 82. Keith, of course, drove an AutoSim 2 truck at Talladega at Mondays of Thunder earlier this year. Look at that tie-in.
Good win there for Keith. Great guy.
As the pace truck is in, and Diesel takes control here. We get ready to go back. Green flag racing lap 43 of 100. Green flag, we're back underway here from Daytona.
28 of Monty Keller with a good restart here is going to draw even. Going down into turn one.
Going to be side by side down here into turn one. Diesel on the bottom, Keller on the outside. We saw this at the start of the last run. That 028 able to hang tough there, but eventually the 95 powered ahead. Don't look now. Here comes that 47. Brian Voiles, the tribute scheme there on that CSX Cadillac. Looking to get back to the front with help from Lee Dog in that number 11 Chick-fil-A truck. Almost had to put a quarter in the jar, Weaver.
Working hard on that inside line. They're still side by side for the lead. 028 with a little bit of a gap now.
Little bit of a gap, enough of a gap to clear the 95. You got DJ Champ there, the 91 on the outside, Silver Bullet in the 4. Don't look now. Here comes the 199 of Mike Coulong in that Velocity Garage Chevrolet. Couple new players coming to the front of the field. Talked about the 199, the 11. And then these top 5, they've been up here all night long here at the front, in the picture constantly. Brain Fade in the 49. You can see that with the teeth painted on the nose as DJ Champ dives to the inside looking for the lead here down into turns 3 and 4.
DJ Champ with a well-timed move going to give him the lead here as the inside line now powers ahead. Big push from the 95. We've seen him leading these lines a lot. Not often pushing, but it looks like he's got a good truck to push as well.
1 and 2 are the fastest two cats in town, and they're back at the front, just reverse of the order from qualifying, as DJ Champ takes the lead for the first time tonight. Diesel there, the 95. Mike gets put into that sucker hole, Weaver, although Silver Bullet dive into the inside of the 028.
Might end up putting Silver Bullet in the sucker hole. No, he jumps back to the outside line. Everybody figures it out there, and nobody loses to a sucker hole this time.
Couple business decisions being made there to not take it 3 wide, not take the risk of ruffling some feathers here with still about half of this race to go. Remember, folks, we're giving away a halfway prize of $25 to the driver that can lead here at halfway of this race, lap number 50. DJ Champ currently holds that top spot in the number 91, but here comes Monty Keller in the 028. Morton Building Chevrolet there on the bottom, trying to make an impressive pass for the lead, but not a lot of help coming from behind by way of that 47 of Brian Voiles.
That 47 definitely still has some speed in it, but you could tell it's not as strong as it once was tonight. You can tell these drivers really want to win that halfway prize. We've seen a lot more moves up here that we probably wouldn't rather others see. we weren't coming close to that $25 payout.
Yeah, they're probably singing on that 47 crew. I ain't as good as I once was, but I was sure good once as I ever was. I had something else to say there, Weaver, but, you know, I lost it because I screwed up.
I was just going to let you have the moment, Joe.
I screwed up the song quote, but these are the moments you tune into JTN for. It's for me screwing up, for you spacing out, and for some really good racing action here with the Bomb Squad Racing League here at the Lin Voiles Memorial 250. 4 laps remain here. Now call it 3.5 as we head down the back straightaway to our halfway prize of $25 to the leader at halfway of this race. Right now, it's the 91 DJ Champ. Diesel there in the 95, the Forest Silver Bullet, Lead Dog in the number 11, and that 028 of Monty Keller. They're single file at the front of the field. We saw this happen with the Polar Bear a couple weeks ago, Weaver, where they are coming close to halfway to that prize, and then everyone got a little bit scared and started getting single file.
Yeah, Joe, backtracking just a little bit, just want to say we are darn lucky with our leagues that trust us to broadcast. They put on some great racing so we can afford to have these slip-ups up in the booth and still have a great product to show y'all. But yeah, Joe, everybody kind of calming down here. It might be the calm before the storm. We're coming down to 2 laps to go before we give out that halfway prize. 47 making a move now to the inside line.
And Voiles ducked to the inside. Had help for a second there from that 029 of kilojoules. No more help now to the back bumper of that 47 is now that outside again getting splintered. See if Sindone in the number 1's going to let Brian up. He does. They're side by side with the 199, about 10 trucks back. Call it 8 or 9. As the 91 of DJ Champ still leads here. 1.5 left here to lead the halfway lap of lap number 50. This is where you got to start setting up that move, right, Weaver?
Yeah, definitely setting it up here, making your move, maybe getting on the radio, see who's going to be going with you.
Screaming on the radio, right?
Absolutely.
How desperate are you for a dancing partner?
If you don't have one by now, you're very desperate. I would hope you would already have that figured out even before the race started and stuff.
As caution's out. This one might have been one of those where they threw it because they were coming to 50. They were giving away the prize. We'll check and see. That would look to be the case. So Weaver, we gotta get our head back in the game. The DJ Champ didn't win the pole challenge here tonight, but takes home the halfway prize of $25. I think that's about a net even, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. You know, you lose one, you win the other. It's a wash. Now you're really just looking forward to winning the race altogether.
Again, 5 drivers going to get raffled away a prize. 1 lucky fan in chat also going to take home a copy of AutoSim 2. 2 other drivers in the race will take home a copy of AutoSim 2, and then 3 other prizes on the line. Make sure to be entered into that AutoSim 2 drawing here for chat. All you got to do is comment. You can also take a screenshot of you watching the stream here tonight, and then tag us on Twitter at JoeTowNetwork to get double entries into our contest. So, Ben, tonight it's just going to be the raffle. So 5 drivers randomly selected for a prize.
Oh, we got one around on the back straight. 040 or 084 of LeBlanc.
The reverse Jimmy.
Some trouble slowing down for the pack there. Ooh, contact with the 103.
The replay of it. Those are them Stellantis brakes there on that 84. I can make that joke.
Not too big of a hit there for the 103. BSR Nelly gets it back going, and no harm, no foul there.
The Weaver, as all these truckers come down pit lane, they're going to get some fresh Wranglers, going to get some fuel. Looks like 95 just going to do, although he looks like he missed his box. So I don't, prospects of winning the race off pit road are unlikely, and yes, there it goes. Monty Keller wins the race off.
Looks like the plan was fuel only for the 95, but like you said, parked a little too forward in a stall. Had to back up. Gonna lose a lot of positions.
Well, folks, as we're halfway, we'd like to, we've been promoting the heckin' out of this game, as Bristol likes to say. Let's get a word from our partner, AutoSim2. Have you ever wanted to manage your own racing team? Or what if you could go back in time to see if a particular season could have finished differently? Well, folks, have no fear, because AutoSim2 is here. With fully customizable roster files, you can create your own world or try to recreate the past. Heck, you could even try to predict the future through AutoSim2's Sim Mode. Don't like the passive approach? Well, then get more hands-on in owner mode, where you decide who drives your cars and what companies will sponsor them. Down on your luck? Well, then scout some new talent that will get you to the top. Already super successful? Try moving up the ladder or expanding to truly solidify your racing empire. However you want to play, AutoSim2 has you covered and is now available for purchase through the Steam store for $9.99. Now go make your mark and build your legacy in AutoSim2. And again, folks, AutoSim2 is now available on Steam. Check out AutoSim2 again, $9.99 USD on Steam. So, working our fourth caution of the night here at halfway. DJ Champ in that 91 taking home that halfway prize. Monty Keller in the 028 winning the race off pit lane. Brian Voiles there in second. DJ Champ. Lee Dog and Kilojoules, your top five off of pit road. Have to think if the trend continues, this 31 Cheetos Chevrolet Silverado of BSR Wings going to come down the pit lane. As always, love seeing everyone in chat. Make sure if you haven't already, say hello. I'd love to hear from you here tonight. And there's a lot of great NR 2003 racing going on tonight for the 20th anniversary of the game. So again, can't thank you enough for tuning in here tonight to JTN, for taking the time out of your busy schedule on a Saturday night. Tune in to the Lin Voiles Memorial 250 here from the Daytona International Speedway. Of course, a big event here for the Bomb Squad Racing League that they always put on. It's our pleasure to be involved with it for the second consecutive year. You see that Lin Voiles tribute truck of Brian Voiles there. Currently sits third on the track, although we think that number is going to change to 2 here, and second on the pylon in the infield once we go back green flag racing, or when that 31 pits is, again, if the trend holds true here, the strategy of Wings, who does a fantastic job. But want to give him a quick shout out. No, he does a lot of the paint schemes up for these drivers here at Bomb Squad, always doing a fantastic job. And 31 truck, of course, no different, but just want to give him a little special shout out here while he is pacing the field. Is that 31 now going to pull off and come down pit lane to get some fresh Wrangler Goodyears and put some Sunoco Racing fuel back inside of the fuel cell of that Silverado. Yeah, Ben, that is really impressive. We are very glad to be just a small part of that. And, yeah. Got us here. Play the folks over at Tarnation TV. They're broadcasting a lot. And then our friends over Chris Pickett, the Fast 29 crew, they're going to have USORL racing action for you tonight. I believe they've started about 30 minutes ago. And we'll actually redirect you over to them at the conclusion of tonight's race if they're still going. Know that times are very much overlapping here tonight, but nonetheless, a good thing to see. A good thing to see the health and longevity of this game. But Monty Keller going to be leading us back to green. That 028 on the outside. Brian Voiles going to get the bottom here for the restart. DJ Champ and Lead Hog on row number 2. Kilojoules and Silver Bullet, row number 3. Row 4 going to be Diesel and Pete Sindone, Donnell, and BSR Steven, your top 10 here for the restart.
Busy Saturday night in NR and racing in general. Had the practice and qualifying for the Clash earlier.
Bathurst 12 hour, I believe, is today too, right?
Yeah, that's going on. It's probably I think they got probably a couple more hours to go there over in Australia.
There's something else today. But you know, you're watching the main event here, right? I mean,
Oh yeah, this is where you want to be though.
no bias there at all.
Never.
Pace truck going to pull in here, give way to Monty Keller in the 028, that Morton Building Chevrolet there on the outside. He'll be leading us back to green, coming to lap 55 of 100, just over halfway done here from Daytona into the restart zone. We go. Green flag, we're back underway here is Lead Hog in the 11. A lot of wheel spin that's going to jumble up this outside line. It might just give that 47 the lead back as we watch this 3 wide here for the 5th position. Diesel going to get back on by the number 4, Silver Bullet. It's never that truck that spins the tires, Weaver, that pays the biggest price. It's always the driver behind them.
Yeah, Joe, very bad wheel spin there from the 11 of Lead Dog on that restart. Going to lose quite a few positions.
As Brian Voiles takes the lead here down the back straightaway, that CSX Cadillac back to the front of the field leading the way, but here comes DJ Champ in the 91 on the bottom. A lot of help coming from the 029 ACDC Chevrolet at Kilojoules there. Our 2022 Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series champion, pushing his way towards the front of the field once again here tonight from Daytona. Lin Voiles Memorial 250. Give that lap to DJ Champ, your halfway leader in the number 91. That Dodge Ram looking good out in the wind. Again, with help from that Silverado of Kilojoules. KJ now going to look to the inside with help from Silver Bullet in the number 4.
DJ Champ jumping up to that outside line now. Maybe getting the push there from the 47 of Brian Voiles.
Action fast-paced here on the restart. Side by side now, 2 different drivers for the first time tonight. It's Kilojoules in the 029. We see this wreck avoidance is in tip-top shape. Now let's see if his pacing of the field can match it as he looks for the lead here through turns 3 and 4. KJ looking for the top spot, but here comes DJ Champ back on the outside. Good help from the 47 of Voiles. Give this lap to the number 91 as the 029 continues to try to take away the lead from the 91.
I think this is probably the best case scenario for that 47 on the outside line as well. Did not look like he was going to be making the best of a leading truck there, but still looks strong with the truck in front and behind. KJ, though, leading that inside line, doing his best. Had the lead there off of turn 2, fall back on the straightaway, trying to fight back through these corners.
Weaver, you got a big fan in chat, by the way.
Oh, I do?
Yeah, I'm not going to let you know who it is. You got to do it for yourself.
Oh, man.
Comes KJ with that 029. He takes the lead here. You sounded really disappointed there.
Well, I thought you were going to tell me. I was expecting to hear a name there.
No, I think it's a surprise.
Oh, boy.
You'll be happy when you see it. So KJ takes the lead here. Silver Bullet in the number 4. Going to try to take a hold of second. Going to be a decent shove to the outside with DJ Champ in the number 91. They're still going to be side by side, and here comes that outside. Scorching back on to the out. I just used outside like 3 times in a sentence. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyways, KJ with the top spot.
Some strong side-by-side racing here after our halfway break. KJ with the slight lead there at the line.
Weaver, as the hometown hero, of course, we saw the line of fans here. None of them wanted my autograph. They all wanted your autograph here. This is the one track we go to, too, that no one wants Bristol's autograph. They only want yours. What you're seeing here, you're seeing this close racing at the front of the field. As an expert, as a hometown driver who has probably more laps on this track than anyone in the sim, when you see this racing here at the front, what are your insights? If you're the 029 versus the 91, what are the kind of the differences right now that those drivers are feeling behind the wheel?
Well, I think for our leaders right now, the only thing they're thinking is get that pedal down as far as they can and try and stay in front of your line. You're really just hoping that push is coming from behind. You're getting that momentum from behind as much as you can. I think it really more boils down to the pushers at this point. You're in the lead. You're doing all you can do is by holding it straight and holding the line.
So you're not thinking anything different between the two leaders?
No, I don't think so. I think you're just holding your line, letting the drivers behind you do all the work.
And the quest to have Weaver not give cliche insight continues.
I think you're giving me a little too much credit here, Joe.
DJ Champ for the 91 now takes a hold of the lead. Voiles there in the 47. Kind of got off of his back bumper. That's going to allow KJ on the bottom to get a little momentum rolling. Still not enough going, though, right now for that 029 to snag the lead away. But right now, you're kind of seeing the spore of that inside line. They're starting to spread out here on the bottom. The outside still nice and tight and packed together. I mean, big thing right now, too, is that inside line, they're starting to lose their numbers, right? You got about 6 down there. You got exactly 6 down there. I did good mental maths. Compared to that outside that has all the numbers, we see this is where maybe some drivers start to take some chances, dive that inside. If you're the, maybe the 47, you get clear. Do you think about getting down there, or are you more conscious of that? The last time we saw the 47 try to lead a line, it didn't go so well.
Yeah, I think the 47 is pretty content in that spot in the outside line. It seems like he's really liking the front bumper of that 028 of Monty Keller. He was leading that low line, was quick to jump up top to get on his front bumper. So I definitely think Brian Voiles will stay where he is for now.
Davey Hazard asks in chat, how many Daytona races have I won? 0, but I can remember a couple times that made Davey really angry at Daytona, so I'll leave it at that. The hostile work environment here at JTN, you gotta be able to take the heat in the kitchen, Probably not a thing I should say on air, huh?
It's a little too late for that, Joe.
Well, movie magic. KJ still there on the bottom. Good push from the number 4 down into turns 3 and 4. Silver Bullet, he is on the tailgate of that 029. Believe it. For those who want to rock, it says on that tailgate. And I think Silver Bullet right now, he's saying he wants to rock because he's pushing that 029 AC/DC Chevrolet.
Not too much change between these two lines these past few laps. Everybody's staying nice and tight here. Just clicking off some laps. So far through this race, we only have 2 drivers retired. Everybody else still running on the lead lap. 21 trucks strong here. That's a tough one, Joe.
What's that? In chat?
Yeah, you seen what I
No,
seen.
I was laughing at it. I had to cut my mic. I was laughing. It's good. Hey, it's playful.
KJ now clear of that outside line, and see what he does here. Looks like he's committed to that low line. Outside line fighting back quick, now draws back even. Nobody can get that sustained advantage that we were seeing earlier in this race right now, Joe.
Yeah, a couple names here towards the front of the field, too, that we haven't seen just yet. Haven't gotten to call their names a lot. Talked about Brain Fate starting to make his way up there. He sits in 5th at 49 Dodge on the bottom, third truck in line, and then that bright red number 144 Magoo, fourth truck in line on the bottom. Two drivers that have kind of been at the, the top 10, top 15 throughout this race, now starting to make their way back towards the front of the field. Another driver, too, the one of Pete Sindone. He's up inside the top 10 for the first time tonight. In the late stages of these races, this is where you see those drivers that really know how to navigate a super speedway race, because it's more than just pushing, right, Weaver? It's more than just keeping your foot down on the gas, pedal to the metal. It's a lot about how you navigate the ebbs and flows, the momentum that comes from in front and behind you. More importantly, if we get them, those green flag pit stops.
Yeah, Joe, it definitely looks like that's something that could be coming up on the horizon here. We're on a little bit of an extended run here. I think a lot of these drivers are also, you reach that halfway point, you're still in it, you still got 100% on your truck. Might as well, now's time to push. You did your waiting around in the back or in the mid-pack. Time to start finding your way to the front.
So let's say, there's a couple drivers maybe towards the back of this top 10, maybe just outside of it, that we've seen up front, right? Lead Dog in the 11, one of them. In that Chick-fil-A Chevrolet, see the cow numbers on the side of that 11. If you're one of those drivers that you have a fast enough truck, as DJ Champ now drops to the bottom, seeing the momentum starting to shift in his rear view. If you're one of those drivers, Weaver, that you have a fast enough truck to get towards the front of the field, up inside the top 5, you're not there right now. We got 30% of this race left. What moves can you make while we're side by side, as KJ now looks for the lead to the outside this time of DJ Champ in the 91?
Yeah, KJ with a big move there through the corner, brought Silver Bullet with them. They're going to be able to clear that inside line big time now. Bringing along the 47 of Lin Voiles now. He might clear there on the inside, clear the inside line.
And that one, a side effect of that 91 switching lanes, right? He took all of his energy from the outside to the inside. The inside kept all of its energy that it had previous. The outside lost some. 91 lost some just from switching lanes. And you saw the 029 and the 4. They stayed together. They kept all their energy. They kept all their momentum. They were able to make easy work of one of the fastest cats in town.
You got an equation you can give us for that transfer of energy there, Joe?
Well, your change in energy is equal to the work that you put into an object, right? So, or your change in energy is equal to your change in work, Weaver. So, what happened to that outside line is they lost some energy, they lost some work, and that inside line, well, they just kept all their energy. Their number stayed constant.
Make sure you're taking notes at home, kids.
Kinetic energy equals 1/2 MV squared, Weaver. Don't you forget it.
You're starting to lose me, but I know there's some people out there that are keeping up with you. Speaking about keeping up, that one at Pete Sindone in that outside line, trying to bring it back around. That helped with the 95 push, and they got a big run here down the back straightaway.
Got 4 East Coast Thunder drivers together there on the outside, challenging 4 Bomb Squad Racing drivers there on the bottom. Call it 5 or 6. But it's a 4v4 here at the front of the field. A little bit of contact, maybe. A little bit loosey-goosey for Kilojoules as Sindone goes from worst to first for the first time here tonight on lap 71.
Things getting pretty tight there coming out of turn 4. Everybody navigates it well, and we come out clean. The one of Pete Sindone clear up high of that low line, but you said that he's got 3-4 of his friends there on that outside line. They're probably going to be sticking together here.
What did you say about them sticking together?
Or he's going to prove me wrong and jump down to the inside line. 95 now leading that outside.
I think Diesel said, I don't like being a pusher. I like being a leader a little bit more. I like being the line leader. Did you enjoy being the line leader in kindergarten, Weaver?
I didn't have that privilege, last name starting with W.
Yeah, that's true.
Always
that's
at
true.
the back.
That's true. They never did it. They never did a little flip.
No, I believe there was a couple behind me as well. It's been a long time since the kindergarten days, but You see those 4 ECT boys clear of that inside line. They're all going to jump down.
They trying to set up to stink up the show here at the end? They're gonna try to
Could
pull
be.
Stuart Haas Racing on us.
They're trying. They're doing a good job here. We got a group coming down to pit road. KJ leading them. Silver Bullet, Brian Voiles.
Oh, it's gonna be close. Coolong and the 199 might have been a little too quick there.
Coolong with a pretty fast entry there. Might have just got it slowed down if he did.
It is the money stop here. See how the rest of these truckers had stayed out navigate this.
Be interesting here coming down to the end of it. If you could get a couple more laps out of it here, I think they still might have to pit one more time, but it's going to be close.
Oh, 28, 81, 49, 84 coming down pit lane. Who came up with the phrase money stop?
Well, I'm sure it was some commentator back in the day.
That'd be pretty neat to come up with a phrase. I mean, we say phrases all the time, but I don't think anyone's repeating most of them.
One day they will be, Joe. One day.
Yeah, I don't even know about that, Weaver. Here come the rest of the leaders. Oh, boy.
It's like the rest of the field coming in, and they all get it in there safely. That was orchestrated chaos there.
I'm pretty sure Magoo made up about 10 spots there coming to pit lane in that 144. Did you see that?
Saw him do that. I saw quite a few making up some spots there. There's definitely spots to be made coming into pit road.
Let's go back to the front of the field. Monty Keller right now, the truckers that pit is leading them. So 28, although Momentum and a couple trucks already together in the 47, 4, and 199. Oh, 29 and 49 also together. We'll see how these truckers cycle through with the rest of our leaders. Those trucks that just pit the last time by all coming off pit lane. But here come the rest of the guys. And they're going to have a huge head of steam here down at turns 1 and 2. See how many they get on by.
Train rolling up top here. Gonna squeeze by just a few more, but I think they might find themselves right amongst the rest of these drivers here.
Yeah, it's looking like it's not going to be too big of a success. See, Magoo is able to get all the way up to third there in that 144, so a good pit entry for team and driver. But
Good pit entry, good stop, good pit exit. Very big net gain there for the 144 of Magoo.
who's been the story of this race, though, Weaver?
Ooh, it's tough to pick just one. There's been quite a few stories.
Weaver, it was a setup. Who's dominated this race?
Well, I believe that would have to be the 95 of Diesel leading this line again. He's found himself at the front of the field. He knows how to lead these lines. He's doing it right now. He's got help from a buddy behind him, Don L. in the 7 truck.
Folks at home couldn't tell that we aren't watching the same feed. They can now.
It's a hard question, Joe.
I know. I said, listen.
We're telling the great story of the 144 of Magoo. You got that 029. He's been on a comeback. Not the best plate racer, but Kilojoule's doing a great job now, making a move to the inside line, trying to get back towards the front.
I want to make sure I tell him that.
believe he's told us that himself before.
I think
hasn't
he has, but you know, it's always fun to bring that up.
I would never use it if it wasn't his own words.
Wait, but you've called me things that I haven't called myself before.
Oh, you're different, Joe.
That's right, built different. Field is single file for the moment being. That's why there's shenanigans afoot here in the booth, although KJ trying to spice up the life of these leaders. It's two East Coast Thunder boys at the front of the field. The 95 Diesel, Donnell, and the number 7. See how they play with each other here at the end of this race. They play nice. You maybe try some underhanded tactics, Weaver. I mean, I don't know. You got to race with that guy week in and week out. Maybe you don't try anything too spicy.
Yeah, Joe, I think when it comes down to it, it is a special event. You know, it's a one-off race. There's no points or anything involved to it, just a more bragging rights than anything. So I think when it comes down to it, we get down to that last lap, it's going to be all gloves off for everybody in this field.
Magoo now leading the way on the bottom in the 144. They're getting numbers going right now down there, but still the outside line is going to lead the way. And now you have those 3 ECT drivers. They're all hooked up, and we know that they are going to stay loyal to each other. We've seen that throughout the race. We talked about the one of Sindone dropping to the bottom, Weaver, a couple laps before those pit stops. But I really think that was a play to get those 3 drivers out in front, everyone single file on the bottom, because they made pretty quick work of all getting by the number 1. So loyalty not in question if you got one of those ECT tags next to your name right now.
Inside line had a little trouble getting things going. A lot of people bailing out now, going back to that outside line. Regroup, try again.
Coming to the line this time, it'll be 20 laps to go here from Daytona. And that's 20 laps to go. There'd been some contact from the 19 to the back of the 029. Looked a little squirrely there for KJ off of turn number 2 that last time.
20 to go here in what has been a very clean second half of the race for these drivers. Got a pretty big group here still. Single file after green flag pit stops. Might be looking at one more stop for most of these trucks. Who are you looking at right now, Joe? Who do you have your eye on? Who has caught your attention late in this race?
All right, that just caught my attention.
Going a lap down.
Listen. If I have to go away from the 95, right, to make this answer a little more interesting at the least. One of these drivers that's been up front, he drives probably my favorite paint scheme in the entire league, this E-Cascadia number 38 of BSR Sean. He's been up front all race long, and sometimes that's all you need to do. You just need to be up front in the right place at the right time. I don't know if we've seen race-winning speed out of this truck. I don't think he's pushed the issue just yet either. He's been one of those trucks tonight that I've just kind of been watching, been noting where he is throughout the field, kind of seeing what line he's in. And right now he's getting a heck of a shove from the 029 of kilojoules, and is now to the outside of Brain Fade in the 49. These ECT guys are going to have a choice to make here to either block the 38 as he's going to try to get to the outside of Lee Dog, and he will for a second at least. But this 38 is one of the trucks I've been watching, and I think we're now starting to see that he's putting the metal to the floor right now, trying to get these drivers to the front of the field, and even scraping the wall that time. How'd you like that long-winded answer?
That's a good one, Joe.
You thought I was going to say... Who did you think I was going to say?
I had no idea, to be honest with you. I know the one truck I was looking at there was that 49 of Brain Fade. Got a pretty recognizable front bumper on that car. Now having some trouble falling to the back, but done a good job. done a good job. Done a good job with some wreck avoidance. Been involved in a couple incidents, but kept it going and is doing well. Now 38. All you had to do was say his name, and he started to charge to the front.
Just needed me to hype him up a little bit, huh?
Yeah, the hype went through. The big push from the 029 of KJ. Furco, their third in that inside line. A lot of good trucks on that inside line now.
The BSR Sean to the point for the first time tonight. 5 trucks all nice and organized there on the bottom together. Outside line starting to get the numbers back and getting a little more organized, although Voiles in the 47 drops down. That's going to leave 4 trucks there on the outside. It's going to make it a little bit harder on them to get something going. And it was an interesting combination of moves, right? You get by the 49 of Brain Fade, who we kind of thought the 38 and 49, we've seen them work together a lot tonight as 95 trying to battle back here on the outside. But then these guys, they were able to get to the outside of the 11, the outside of the 7, as we got a crash here down in turn number 1. Magoo around. Caution going to be out. Here on lap 86.
.103 at BSR Nelly with some contact with the outside wall. 47 Brian Voiles also getting a bit of the outside wall there.
So field makes their way back around to the line. Let's go ahead and get you a replay of our most recent incident to bring out our 5th caution tonight, but 4th one for a natural occurrence. Weaver, we missed it live just because of where it was. It's kind of just outside of our scope, but looks like a push from the 47 of Voiles to the back of the 144 of Magoo just went wrong there down into turn 1.
Yeah, just a little too big of a bump there getting into the corner for Magoo and ends up going around, riding the wall a little bit.
And I just gave him a bump just a little too far to the right on the tailgate of that 144.
Not the heaviest of hits there for the 144. Still tough break. He's running pretty well there.
Let's go on board with Voiles in the CSX number 47. Does a good job of kind of building that gap there down to turn number 1. And then just a little too hard of a bump, and that's unfortunate for Magoo in that 144. Because as you said, it doesn't look like a lot of damage, but any damage at this point is enough to do something to you. And, I don't know, Weaver. It's going to bring out a caution. It's going to set us up for a green flag with roughly 10 laps to go.
Yeah, these guys, I wasn't too sure if they were good on fuel to make it to the end, but they definitely will be with this stop here. This is going to be that money stop we were talking about, Joe.
So money stop for all these truckers as they come down into their pit boxes. I think a lot of decisions to take fuel only. As Diesel going to win the race off pit road, followed by BSR Sean, Kilojoules, Monty Keller, Furco, your top 5. How quick are you trying to find a dancing partner now that you know where you're going to restart?
Oh, man, you got to be hot on that mic. You got to be finding somebody quick, because this is really going to be coming down to it. Probably going to be our last restart, hopefully, if we don't get a really quick yellow here.
And remember, folks, we're going to be doing a random giveaway to one lucky person in chat. All you got to do is just make a comment in our chat or underneath the video before 12 p.m. tomorrow for a chance to win a free copy of AutoSim 2. 2 drivers also in this race going to be randomly selected for their own copies of the game. Or, if you don't want to take the chance of not winning, you can always head on over to Steam, search AutoSim 2, and get your copy today. Again, AutoSim 2, it's text-based motorsport simulation game where you can either sim through years of motorsport or take the reins of your favorite team and lead them to glory. Again, that's AutoSim 2, now available on the Steam store for $9.99.
Make it easy for everybody in chat. Go ahead and type in who are you riding with for the end of this race? Who do you got in these last few laps to bring home this win?
Yeah, Derek. Think I'm in? Yes, you count? Derek, one of those drivers out of that 20th anniversary race. Three Cousins saying 38 is going to win.
Betting against the commentator's curse there with Joe's pick.
Wait. I never picked. I just said he was one to watch.
Oh, that's just as good as a pick. Everybody knows that.
Allison Rodrigo saying kilojoules. Look at you, Weaver, getting people free entries into a contest.
I'm a man of the people.
Again, folks, be a friend, tell a friend about our stream here tonight. As always, we appreciate you when you do. We appreciate you just for tuning in, honestly. But whenever you get the chance to go that extra mile, it means so much to us here at JTN. It's kind of how we've built this channel. Try to continue to build this platform for all of our league partners that we work with to get them a bigger and bigger stage when we do these broadcasts. Again, make sure you click the like button on the video, subscribe. Commenting in chat always helps, too. Because then the algorithm likes to see that people are watching, that they're commenting, that they're chatting with us during these live streams. It'll help push it out to more and more people that watch similar content to this. And again, it's just all of it is just such a huge support system for us here on JTN to continue to build our brand. We're posting shorts now here on YouTube. We also post, of course, over on our TikTok, the same type of video content, and it's also on Instagram. Handles all the same on all of those platforms at JoeTowNetwork to make it nice and easy for you. But again, cannot thank you enough for tuning in here tonight as we're going to be going back green. The lights go out this time with 10 laps to go. Let's see if they do. They do. So 10 laps to go when we get the green flag. 10 circuits. We were 25 miles. That makes it sound like a lot more time. But for these drivers, you know, it's coming down to crunch time, and there's going to be a lot of pushing and shoving here at the end.
Yeah, those 25 miles will go quick here at Daytona. Running some quick lap times here. You got the draft working. No need to hit that brake unless you see somebody wrecking.
Also, we got merch, and Derek points out that the shirt that he got is still wonderful. So, you know, you can buy some merch, too.
Wearing my old JTN shirt right now, Joe.
I'm wearing one of my first Bristol designs right now on my hoodie, so. I'm actually wearing the predecessor to the JTN merch, believe it or not. Look at me, I'm special. But again, you can check out the JTN merch store if you can't go that extra mile. Help support us. We appreciate it as always. Kathy's got her picks in. She's going for the 95 to win it. KJ to finish second. And Sean in that 38 to finish third. That JoeTow design shirt, Derek, it goes good with a flannel, too. That's why we do the nice round design. You can keep the flannel on over it, too. Keep it nice and warm. Get that grunge look going, right, Weaver?
Love a good flannel. It's a good accessory piece.
It is.
Practical accessory piece, too.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go, Derek. Well, let's go. Let's get ready to go back. Green flag racing. 10 laps to go here from Daytona. Who's going to win it? Lin Voiles Memorial 250. As we get ready to go back, green flag racing. Diesel with control. Sean to the outside. KJ on the bottom there in third. Green flag. We're back underway. Wheel spin once again on the outside and a big pile up here. Just after the start-finish line, we got a crash.
Oh, boy. Who isn't involved in this one, Joe?
I believe our top 4 aren't involved as they're going to be racing back to the line here. Diesel with control. KJ's having internet issues out the wazoo. Here comes Silverbolt to the inside looking for third here. Going to come back around. This is going to set your line up for the final restart of the race because have to think a lot of these drivers here at the front not going to elect to come down pit lane. Might not be advantageous to come put some tape on the grill. Off of turn number 4. Race back to the line is afoot. Diesel in the 95 blocks back low. Going to think about blocking back high. Won't have enough time to get there, but he'll win the race back to the line. That sets up your top 4 here for this restart. Rest of the field coming on through. Looks like everyone else, for the most part, going to be single file. RJ Rusty going to get passed up by Magoo and Brian Voiles in the 144 and 47. Furco not able to get on by. All right, Weaver.
Take a look at what happened there on that restart.
Well, it starts. We saw the start of it with the 38 and 028. Let's get a replay. I mean, it's just a melee.
Yeah, it kind of starts there with the 7 of Donnell. Not really much he could do in that situation. Went to the middle there. If he hit the back of the 028, he probably ends up turning him with how low he was to his rear bumper. And everybody else trying to slow down, but there's just, like you said, a melee.
One of those instances where the track was not clear at all. Anywhere. There was nowhere to go. And how much
Wall, the shining wall, all there was trucks, nowhere for anybody to go if you were starting towards the back of the group.
Go on board with Magoo in the 144. That was a good one, Weaver. That was a good one. You're doing a good job of getting through this one. Stationary cam here. You just see, I mean, I think the fans in those seats have gotten their money's worth today.
I think everybody all around this track has gotten their money's worth, and we still got to get this finish in, which I'm sure is going to be the most exciting part of this race.
You better hope it is, now that you said it. All right, Weaver, restart. You're looking at the end of this race. Probably looking to be aggressive. Now what?
I think everything goes out the window. Hopefully you got a partner here for the end of this one that's going to help you. Gloves are off here. This is going to be the last restart. Who's going to make it back to that line first, whether it's a yellow flag or the checkered flag, whichever one ends it.
Weaver, I'm just sitting here, right? I'm thinking. I'm trying to figure out what the strategy is because I don't really see any drivers here at the front that have teammates. I think the 4 and the 029, that's going to be your closest set. We know those two work together a lot. You got a set of Chevrolets there on the outside. Another driver we haven't really mentioned I don't think we've mentioned his name outside of being involved in an incident. Nelly in the 103, lining up 6th here on this final restart. I don't know how Nelly does it, but at these super speedways, he is always, and I mean always, at the front when that pay window opens.
Coulong also finding himself 3rd on that inside line. Had some troubles, now found his way back towards the front. Lights out on our pace truck, going to be 5 to go when we go back green.
And you can count that on one hand. That's not a lot.
It's not a lot, but it's just enough for these drivers to put on a show.
And folks, that's the level of insight you get here on JTN. 5 is not a lot of laps in a 100-lap race. Insight, drama, fun, conversation. What more could you ask for? Maybe could you ask for anything more?
I'm getting everything I asked for right now, Joe, especially when we're about to go green. That's all I want to see.
Oh boy.
That green flag up in the air. Send these fans home happy tonight.
And again, this wasn't... Antonio, I'm starting to think you don't mean that when you say that. I thought it was a neat stat. It is anyone's game. And we'll even get it to the last lap because we are going to see... We're going to see some pushing and shoving here. But the gloves are off. You know, let's get all the cliches out. Gloves are off, belts are pulled tight. What else? Caution has been thrown to the wind. Bring back a trophy, or just the steering wheel, something like that. I don't know. Throw all the cliches out there. We're about to test them all. Diesel with control, kilojoules to the outside. BSR Sean, Silver Bullet, and M. Coulong, your top 5. Great flag. We're back underway. Good restart there on the outside from KJ. Gonna nose ahead here down into turn number 1.
Everybody playing it safe towards the front there on that restart, making sure there was plenty of room if there was any of that wheel spin. Outside line looking to be the stronger line here. 95 jumping up, 38 to the inside. Almost contact there through 1 and 2.
Kilojoules there on the 029. He's clear, but now that makes this job even tougher as Diesel with a big move to the inside of Silver Bullet. KJ goes down to block the move of the 95 and doesn't worry about the 4 as now Nelly looks to the outside, making it 3 wide for second. No help to the 103 or 4. They're going to get freight trained here on the bottom as KJ has the lead, but Diesel sits in second and BSR Sean third is the 4th round. This is going to end the race, folks. Silver Bullet, 81 Tim Huston trying to go up and over and back to the line. It was the 029 of kilojoules taking home the race back and the victory here. Well, Weaver, I can't say that I'm shocked that that's how things ended. With the way the intensity ramped up there at the end.
Yeah, things just getting tight there coming out of turn number 4, and man, that was a big one. Saw a few cars trying to get up and over.
On board with Brian Voiles. This CSX on board has been killer tonight. 29 driving through the Supercross course there in the dirt. There's 4 going around. 81's gonna also try to get up and over. Very much like the Real Truck Series. Does that start with some warp from the 199 into the 4, or the 4 into the 199?
Yeah, I think so. Looks like the 199 kind of washed up just a little bit on his own off of corner number 4 there, but also a little bit of warp there did not help. The probably would have had room, would have been clean otherwise, but the warp causing some contact with the 4 of Silver Bullet devolved from there.
And for some of the folks at home, when we talk about warp, what that is, you know, the game isn't getting a strong enough signal from the driver that's warping. So it's at that point, it's starting to guess where that truck is, and it's got a couple bounds. So that's why you see the truck kind of go between those 2 bounds. You see it go left to right, and that instance, the server that they're racing on decided that the 199 was, well, running where the 4 was. So a couple big wrecks here tonight, Weaver. I think we had 3 of them. This one, of course, the one that kills the race. Ends the race. But man, oh man, that green flag run here in the second half of the race that we got, that was fantastic.
Yeah, definitely had a good run there. I mean, altogether, definitely a great race tonight. A lot of the incidents, really nothing crazy there. A lot of racing deals, as much as you wouldn't like to say it.
I just have bad memories of that phrase being used in very bad ways. But field will be given the 2 to go, this time at the line. A couple quick notes about kind of, because I've seen this comment a couple times. And I know tonight's obviously late. It's one of the, you know, these races, they go kind of late, but the way these streams work, a lot of times YouTube has a really funny way of not letting you access them right after they go off the air, unfortunately. And kind of the best way to do so, and I'm not just trying to peddle our social media anymore, but if you do go to those social media posts, we link the individual streams for the races, and kind of a lot of times that's going to end up being your best way to go back to them. Just with the way YouTube kind of handles the live streams. If you can't find them right here on the channel. But because I know usually it's usually around noon the next day that they're readily available and that they've processed in HD. But if you're okay with sacrificing some quality to see the results of the race, you can always go back and yeah. Thank you, Antonio. I appreciate it. We appreciate it, right, Weaver? You appreciate it. You appreciate compliments.
Always appreciate a good compliment.
I just don't want to speak out of turn. Three Cousins ask, where was Ross Chastain? Could you imagine a hail melon at Daytona?
Would be interesting. I don't think it would really work out too well, but I think more so a move of like we saw there from the 47 who was avoiding the wreck going down through the tri-oval would bring you better luck, but we know the double yellow line kind of takes away the usefulness of that one.
White flag displayed with the yellow. 1 lap to go here for Kilojoules in the O29. They'll win the Lin Voiles Memorial 250 here tonight from Daytona. ECT Diesel in the 95 could have finished. Oh, they're going to spin. Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Weren't done quite yet, but should be able to get back going and get back up to their spots.
I don't think BSR Sean wants that. I think he's okay. He's like, nah, that's fine. I'll take the win. There you go. Trucks should go to the LA racetrack. Yeah, I think it'd be hard to do a truck race out there. But, you know, folks, we got a lot of great racing coming up for you this week. Again, if this is your first time tuning in, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Saw a couple new names in chat here tonight throughout the race. So make sure, again, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We're going to be live this week with Speed Weeks from New Smyrna for the Excel Racing League. Nights 1, 2, 3, and 4, Monday through Thursday. Weaver will be on the call for a couple of those. Going to let him get a little bit of a break here to start the week. But those races are going to be live right here on JTN. And then we kind of get into Speed Weeks for all of our other racing leagues that we partner with. The following week, we'll have TMP action on a Monday night. Back here with Bomb Squad on Thursday. And then we're just rocking and rolling through Daytona weekend. And just going to be some great racing action here on JTN. So you're going to want to make sure you tune in. You hit the subscribe button, click like, bell icon, be active in chat. We always like talking with you, getting comments, and giving you our opinions on whatever it may be. So make sure you stay active in chat. Don't be a stranger. And again, can't thank you enough for tuning in here tonight. Make sure you stick around, too. We're going to be talking with our top 3 finishers as the field makes their way off of turn number 4 for the final time, albeit at a reduced pace. It's going to be BSR Kilojoules in the 029 ACDC Chevrolet taking home the victory tonight from Daytona in the Lin Voiles Memorial 250. Thank you, Kathy. Weaver, what do you have to say after tonight?
Well, Joe, I'll say these drivers got a little bit of everything going in this race. We saw some good green flag racing. We saw some great passes, some great line work from these drivers, and we also saw some pretty big and exciting accidents. I think everybody's going home happy here. I think KJ heard me say he might not have been the biggest fan of these tracks, had to go get him a win tonight.
AJ gonna do some burnouts here? No? All right. We'll move on to our post-race. We'll get results for you here in moments. Talk with our top 3 finishers here tonight. But first, let's get a word from our sponsor, AutoSim 2. Have you ever wanted to manage your own racing team? Or what if you could go back in time to see if a particular season could have finished differently? Well, folks, have no fear because AutoSim 2 is here. With fully customizable roster files, you can create your own world or try to recreate the past. Heck, you could even try to predict the future through AutoSim 2's Sim Mode. Don't like the passive approach? Well, then get more hands-on in owner mode, where you decide who drives your cars and what companies will sponsor them. Down on your luck? Well, then scout some new talent that will get you to the top. Already super successful? Try moving up the ladder or expanding to truly solidify your racing empire. However you want to play, AutoSim 2 has you covered and is now available for purchase through the Steam store for $9.99. Now go make your mark and build your legacy in AutoSim 2. Again, folks, AutoSim 2 is now available on the Steam store, $9.99. Again, you can check it out. Get yourself a copy. Again, that's AutoSim 2, now available on the Steam store. All right, let's get you these results here. They're taking a little bit longer than normal, so I apologize for that. We'll be talking with our top 3 finishers here momentarily. Let's go ahead and start by bringing in our race winner. He's the driver of the 029, the ACDC Chevrolet Silverado here tonight. BSR Kilojoules. KJ, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you, Joe.
All right. Well, Weaver is quoted as, and then saying that you said it, so I want to make sure we can confirm that statement. But also, I want to get your input on it. Not the best plate racer is the driver of the 029. Thoughts on that comment? Do you acknowledge that, and then do you continue to acknowledge that after winning here tonight?
Well, if you look at the board, Joe, who's number 1?
Hey, I'm just saying that's what he said, not my words, his words.
Wow.
What you did in your last race is all that matters. So now, right now.
Oh, you're cutting in and out. What was that?
Oh, I said it only matters what your last result is. So right
Okay.
now, I'm the best driver in the league right now. I won, so
Okay. All right. Fair enough. But KJ, obviously tonight started out towards the back of the field, able to drive up through there. Is that kind of is that part of the aspect of fun for these super speedways? I know usually it feels like you and this 029 team, you put a lot of emphasis on qualifying. But starting towards the back on a super speedway is a little more fun and a different type of challenge than maybe at the back on an intermediate or a short track, right?
Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie to you, Joe. I tried to qualify tonight, but the qualifying setup was just garbage. That was my actual speed. I was that slow. I don't normally put a lot of effort into qualifying these plate tracks because the draft's so powerful. You can recover from being in the back. But yeah, I normally start in the back. I kind of ride around a little bit, see how the race shakes out, and then I just kind of slowly work my way to the front. The cars are normally always fast in race mode. It's just qualifying's lacking. But I always start at the back, try to avoid the big one. I avoided a couple tonight, got lucky. Sometimes you need that to finish the race. But that's normally my MO. I always start near the back and just kind of ride around and wait for that pit stop to start working my way up towards front.
Well, results on the screens for the fans at home. You lead 14 laps tonight. Obviously, end of the race gets a little crazy. You have that race back to the line. And then you have about a lap there to seal the deal and win the thing. But how challenging is that kind of when you get to the late stages of a super speedway race? Obviously, nobody knows when it's going to end, right? How challenging is that, especially knowing that a caution can come at any time, to set yourself up, try to think about what moves you should and shouldn't make at a certain time and point in the race? How does the effect of cautions in late race super speedway, how does that play into your mind as a race car driver?
Well, it always helps, Joe, when you got a teammate behind you. Matt gave me a good push that restart. We were working together there at the end. I got a little better restart than John, but when you get a late race restart, it kind of depends on who's behind you, and that's really going to determine which line moves. And I was on the whisper key a lot, talking to people. Hey, what we doing? What we doing? Trying to figure out some kind of strategy. But anytime you get a late race restart or a caution, it just jumbles the order up because the guy you're normally working with, he's not going to be behind you on that restart. He's going to be the next lane over. And then at the end, it's kind of like a free-for-all. If you see a hole, you got to take the chance. There's no giving. It's all take.
Well, no give, all take there at the end, KJ. Congratulations on the win. One last question for you. I know this is a couple more questions than you're maybe used to us asking you, but obviously tonight, Lin Voiles Memorial 250. Big race for everyone here at Bomb Squad. What does it mean to win this one?
I am ecstatic. I did not expect to win tonight. I will take the win. I don't normally like these plate tracks, but when you get in these truck visits and stuff, they're really fun because the runs are just crazy. The draft's so powerful. I had fun tonight. It was a little hectic there, but I had fun tonight. But anytime you win a big race or a special event or memorial race like that, it's always an extra little added, like bonus. But yeah, I'll take a win. The 2 cautions I barely missed right there. Like I said earlier, a little luck. You need some luck to win these things here. But let me see. I'm so happy I won the race, Joe. I don't even know where I'm going with this. So, but yeah, I didn't know Lin Voiles personally. I might have raced with him a time or two. It's been so long. But I just want to say this before we get started and I forget about it. I didn't know him personally, but if Brian's any representation of Lin, Brian's a good man. He'll do anything for you. Great race car driver, even better man. So I assume Lin was the same way. So that's my little bit on there. But yeah, thanks to Brian and doing this race right here. I didn't know Lin personally, but I've been around a lot. I've heard the name, but I never really got a chance to race with him. So I appreciate the race right here. It was a fun race.
Okay, Jay, again, congratulations on the win here tonight. Before we let you go, though, I want to give you the opportunity. You got a lot of great partners, friends, family to get you out to the track. The floor is yours, buddy. You know what to do.
Yep. Thank you first, Joe and Weaver in the booth tonight, JTM Broadcasting. I'll go back and watch it like always. You always do great stuff. Great replays, great commentary. Bristol does a great job doing all that stuff. Thanks to my teammates, Matt. Matt gave me a good push at the end right there. Sean and Mike Coulon worked with me tonight, so appreciate the help from them. Thanks to all the admins and everybody here at BSR for putting everything together each and every week. The new season's starting here in a couple of weeks, so I haven't decided. I'm getting the itch about going back into it again. So especially after tonight, it's kind of, hey, I can still do it. Thanks to Brian and Kathy Voiles for sponsoring and putting this event together each and every year for us here. It's a great event. It usually brings everybody back out. People you don't see for a while, they normally pop back up for these things. Let me see. Thanks to my wife. I got the text message. Congratulations. My mom was watching too. She just got out of the hospital a couple of days ago. So she was on here watching too. And that's pretty much all I got, Joe.
Okay, Jay, as always, cannot thank you enough for your time after this one. And again, congratulations on the win here tonight.
All right. Thank you, guys.
BSR Kilojoules, driver of the 029, your race winner here tonight in the Lin Voiles Memorial 250. Let's go ahead and bring in our second place finisher. He's the driver of the number 95. He's your pole sitter. He leads the most laps. Comes up just short at the end. ECTF Diesel 95. John, second place run. I know it's not what you and this 95 team wanted, but a heck of a race tonight.
Oh, that's all right. I'm just so happy to participate in this every year. It's I know Lin way back in the day. We raced. We're on the same team together. So, how can you not do this race? In his memorial race. It's it's nice. I'm just second is fine with me. I'm happy with it. Killer did a great job at the end. And what can I say?
To that point, obviously it's a big race for everyone here at Bomb Squad, and you talk about the personal aspect of it. When you see a good field, you have it was a stellar race tonight, right? Long green flag run, you got the short green flag runs, you got a little bit of everything, and I think that's those are always the best races when we give everyone a little bit of everything. To be part of that and to be part of such a good showing of a race, knowing what's tied to it, what's tied with the name, and for a lot of the drivers showing up, and then to finish so well, what extra little bit of emotion do you kind of get drummed up from that?
Well, I mean, I know this is a big one, so I practice on the qualifying, and it worked out for me. Like I said, I hate to stay near the middle or start in the back, but there's a certain amount of pride that you take. I mean, like I said, I know Lin and Brian for a long, long time, and we all take pride in what we do here with at ECT, and we were practicing, and we just wanted to give a good showing for Lin.
Well, you gave a great showing tonight. Second place, though, with the way the end of this race kind of came down to a couple, one lap dashes there at the end. How does that change your kind of attitude with racing? Obviously, we get the race back to the line after the caution, right after the restart, and then you get that final caution after you got about 3/4, 7/8 of a lap coming to what ended up being the checkered flag. Did you change your mentality after the first caution that led up before the final restart of the race, or did you kind of keep that same mentality of, I'm going to hit the gas, I'm going to go as fast as possible, I'm going to try to clear the guy to my outside here on the restart?
Oh yeah, hammer down. That's it. At the end, there's no. I believe. I think his name is Sean. I really don't know the gentleman, but he did a very clean race. He raced me clean. I caught him on the inside. I don't like doing that, but I had the spot. I just said, I'm taking it. You got to be up on your game. That's all it is at the end, because it starts to get a little wild. So, if you're in the right position, you can gain a spot or two.
Well, again, John, congratulations on the strong run here tonight. Before we let you go, though, I want to give you the opportunity. You got a lot of great backers, supporters, obviously all the boys over at ECT, too, with some strong runs here tonight. The floor is yours, buddy. You know what to do.
Yeah, I thank my teammates. You know, we got together. You know, we practiced. We do what we could to make this. You know, to give us a good showing. ECT a good showing. I like to thank Brian Voiles and Kathy Voiles for putting this on, and Bomb Squad Racing. Naturally, this is another stellar event that they run every year. And also you guys, JTN. I really enjoy watching the replays, you know, on YouTube. So you guys do a great job, and I can't thank you enough. Thank you.
John, as always, thank you. First off, thank you for the compliments. Thank you so much for your time after this one. And again, congratulations on the second place run.
Okay, thank you very much. Good night now.
ECT FT 95, your second place finisher here tonight. Let's go ahead and bring in our third place finisher. He's the driver of the number 38 BSR, Sean. Sean, you got a copy?
I am here.
All right, third place run. I just wanted to pat myself on the back a little bit. I said you were the driver to watch there at the end. Strong showing for you in this 38 team all race long. What went into such a strong run here tonight?
Great setup. Just running probably one of the best races I've ran in a long time, up until blew second gear.
So that was the struggle there at the end?
That was what happened. Yes.
Oh no. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, well, I got lucky though, so.
Well, I mean, a little more than lucky, because you're challenging for a second there, coming to the caution / checkered flag, whatever you want to call it. What went into, I mean, a lot more. You got to give yourself a lot of credit here, because you in this 38 team, you were up front in that top 10 all throughout this race, just kind of felt like waiting for something to happen. And then late in that long green flag run that we have, you make a huge move to get to the outside of the 11 lead dog, and that breaks up that ECT train at the front. Was there a lot of confidence with your pushers behind you? Was there a lot of confidence with the truck underneath you? What led you to make that move there at the end?
All of the above. I had basically been, being pushed pretty good all night. The truck, I could pretty much put it anywhere I wanted to. It felt smooth. I didn't have that push in the corners when you ride low. I pretty much could go anywhere I wanted tonight.
Well, went wherever you wanted to, get you up to third. Obviously, this is a big race for all the folks here at Bomb Squad Racing. What does it mean to finish on a podium and kind of the last big special event here before the Cup season starts in a couple weeks?
It's an honor and a privilege to be in this race, and especially to finish in the top three. I can't thank Brian and Kathy enough. I never did get to know or race with Lin but it's an honor to be here, to be able to race in this event.
Well, Sean, again, congratulations on the third place run. Before we let you go, though, I want to give you the opportunity. You got a lot of great fans, friends, family support that gets you out to the racetrack each and every week. The floor is yours, buddy. You know what to do.
Yeah, first and foremost, again, I want to thank Brian and Kathy for sponsor Bomb Squad and putting on this event. And I thank Magoo again and Bomb Squad for giving me a great home to race. And I got to thank my teammate there, Mike Coulon, for giving me such a great bump on that last start, and that pretty much projected me to this third spot.
Well, Sean, again, congratulations on the podium finish here tonight. Cannot thank you enough for taking the time to talk with us. And again, good luck here as the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series season starts in a couple weeks.
All right, thanks. I want to thank you for putting on, awesome broadcasts too. So I appreciate it.
Thank you, thank you. BSR Sean, driver of the number 38, the best looking scheme in town, your third place finisher here tonight. Well, Weaver, that's going to wrap up our coverage tonight from Daytona for the Lin Voiles Memorial 250. I mean, what a race. What a race. It's always our honor to call this one, and a pleasure to call any of these Bomb Squad racing events, but tonight lived up to all the hype, and we saw a great showing here from all these drivers.
Yeah, Joe, another year down. Hopefully more to come from us with the Lin Voiles Memorial here at Bomb Squad. And like you said, a great race all around. I don't think you could really ask for much more from this one.
And again, folks, we cannot thank you enough for tuning in tonight. Remember, we're going to be giving away a copy of AutoSim 2, so make If you're watching the replay of this, you still have time to enter as long as it's before 12 p.m. on February 5th. Just put a comment down below. All the folks already in chat, you've already been entered to win. You can also take a screenshot of you watching this stream, tag us with it on Twitter, and you'll get double entries for an opportunity to win a free copy of AutoSim 2. We'll be in contact with you just shortly after 12 p.m. tomorrow once we get everything straightened away, and we'll let you know if you won. And remember, you can only get that from the official JTN account, whether it be on Twitter, Facebook, however we are able to contact you. But again, folks, cannot thank you enough for tuning in here tonight. Lin Voiles Memorial 250. As always, a big thank you has to go out to all the drivers here at the Bomb Squad Racing League, the entire admin team, and of course, a very special thank you to Brian and Kathy Voiles, Voiles Trucking, like to always mention them, for their constant support of not only Bomb Squad Racing, but also our broadcasts here on JTN. With all that being said, though, folks, for all of us here at JTN, we want to make sure to remind you to hit that like button and subscribe. Bristol's right now, he said that he said he'll take me out to McDonald's, which is his favorite, but we won't get into those semantics. But if we get extra likes on this video, you know, it helps me too. It helps him get a couple extra bones, and I think it's going to get you a couple extra zeros on the paycheck eventually. I don't know, but you know, you got to hit that like button and subscribe, right?
I know I do it every time, so everybody at home, it's easy. All it takes is a click.
All it takes is a click. And folks, again, we'll also tag you here on YouTube. Try to tag you here on YouTube to get in contact with you about winning that AutoSim 2 giveaway. But again, for all of us here at JTN, for Bristol, our producer, for Joseph Weaver, I've been JoeTowNetwork. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time live right here on JTN. So long for now, folks.
Yeah, and they're gonna be 3 wide coming to the checker. Never mind, they're gonna be. Oh! Turn 4 into the trioval, Whitehill and through the grass. It's gonna be Noah Joyce winning his first career race in the Red Bull Cup Series.
Off the line and a wreckage behind him. You have cars flying everywhere. Cars upside down. It doesn't matter. Noah Joyce has done it. He's won at Daytona in the 3 car.
Behind, they're going to be side by side again. Contact there between Cinder and Bordeaux for
The contact! Oakley into the wall. That's going to be Jack Healy coming to the line.
Jack Healy